Today I'm scratching a security system set. So it's the Defender 21101 I'm scrapping. I'm gonna go ahead and start out with one of these units. Now this isn't the full set, it's just most of it. The full set would be like 6 cameras or something like that. And that would take way too long, so I'm just gonna do a few, or just one of each. There's 4 screws on the bottom of these things right here. So underneath these little pads or whatever, there's also some. Okay, so now that I have all the screws out, you just take a flathead and put in this little gap right here. And then this just pops up. Here's the board. Then go ahead and get these antennas off. So these right here, they just have some fiber optic wires inside of them. So if that's something you can sell on eBay, do so. If not, I don't know, just throw them in the trash or something. But the ends might have some gold plating on it. So if you're into gold recovery, you should remove those. Along with that right there. So these two ends have some gold plating. I'll angle this down some more. Even though the gold recovery will be a minuscule amount, it's still something. Okay, so I don't remember how to get I guess, so you have to push back from the back side where all the prongs are. Wait, no, you don't. There's just these plastic things that hold the board in. Okay, so these two wires right here are fiber optic. So they are not copper, but if you have some sort of place where you can bring them and get money, that's great. Now, if WordSort ever adds something like that, it would be nice. Okay, so things like Ethernet cords or fiber optic connections. Now, I don't come across stuff like that often, but I still do. Okay, this right here isn't real easy to get off, but it does have gold plating. So you can get that off if you want. Okay, now I think I'm going to do the camera. So you need an Allen key. I don't remember which size. But if you have a full set of Allen keys, you just test them all. Okay, so this top should be able to come off now. So I'm going to get all these screws at the bottom. And I'm going to clip this cord real quick. And also this in. This is a long amount. Insulated number 2. Whatever you... So, I'm not sure how much that weighs. But it's a pretty good amount. And this whole thing, or the shell of it, is cast aluminum. At my scrapyard, it only goes as aluminum. There's no cast aluminum or extruded aluminum. It's all aluminum. Okay, so there's this piece of aluminum, but it has this right here. So you'll have to clean that off. Get clean aluminum. Now there's this one screw right here, which I have no idea what the purpose of it is, but I'll have to get it off to get clean aluminum. It might be just to hold a wire or something, but it's pretty pointless to have this screw. Oh, it held this whole chunk of. Yep, that's aluminum. Okay, so now this here, that might be aluminum on the outside. You can maybe throw that into dirty aluminum, but I'm just gonna throw that away. Now there's quite a few screws in here. I'm pretty sure these are gonna be some really good boards, but I'm not 100% sure. Now there's some really tiny screws around the camera lens that I think you have to get out before you can pull everything out. And even if you don't have to get them out now, you'll have to get these screws out later, so might as well do it now. I'm gonna try to pop out. Oh wait, there's one more screw. Okay, so it's at the bottom right here. It's pretty rusted over. I'll just have to pop off. I popped off the lens for the LED thing so I can get to it better. Okay, there we go. Now all these boards should pop out. Okay, there we go. So these are the three main boards. Now I'm gonna clip the wires. Set that to the side for now. Okay, so way down there, there's another circuit board. Now I'm not gonna scrap that part because I don't feel like having to deal with that since the screws are all rusted over. But I will do these three circuit boards and depopulate them. Okay, so Now I'm gonna clip this wire. Now here's a ribbon wire. I'm pretty sure the ends might have gold on them or something. I'm not sure. Okay, so right here on this side you have this huge flat pack, that small IC, and a whole bunch of tantalum capacitors. And on the back you have this. You have a few of these small flat packs, and then I'm not sure what these are. Here's a crystal, 2 tantalum capacitors. That's not too bad. I'm also gonna unscrew this because these are brass. Okay, so this could go as either a medium or high grade board. I'm not really sure. If you know, put it in the comments below. Okay, now for these boards. So this is a aluminum heat sink, I think, and it's on an aluminum board. So you could probably take off stuff from the top and put in your dirty aluminum. I'm just gonna go with a low grade circuit board because I don't know if my scrapyard would accept that. I don't even think they accept dirty aluminum, so I have to go to a different scrapyard for that. Since I broke off that lens for the LED, it's not gonna come off real easy, so just these 2 screws right here, and it'll pop off an aluminum heat sink. Oh, I forgot. So, back on the receiver for the camera, this would probably go as a mid-grade board if you popped off some of the frames and stuff over at the bottom, especially for the buttons. Now there are some brass, and then you have these covers, which under them you have these 2 flat packs, whatever that is. But these would probably be a mid-grade. Okay, so now there's these 2 boards. I'm gonna go ahead and get these wires. Okay, so there's the wires, and then this is the board for heatsink. Now this one has some depopulating that can be done. So there's these screws right here that you need to take out to get some copper. Now it isn't too much copper, but it's some. There's also a neodymium magnet. Even though it's really small, it's pretty powerful. So this magnet right here that I got from a motor, it's pretty big, but the small magnet inside of this is more powerful. Okay, so that's the camera itself right there. Whole bunch of tantalum capacitors. Okay, so there's another small piece of brass. Gonna go ahead and get that other piece of brass. Okay, so there's some copper right here. I never noticed this the first time I did one of these cameras. Okay, so there's a small amount of copper. But that's not really what I was talking about. So there's some more wiring. But right here, there's a little bit of copper. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pop this out. Okay, so there we go. Now for this, all I did was I trimmed off this side right here of the plastic. Something like this. I think that's good. And then the copper just slides off. Now inside of this, there's a magnet that you probably want to recover. I say it's absolutely worth recovering. Because even if you don't need a magnet, you could probably sell it or something like that. Maybe not on eBay, but something like that if you ever have a garage sale for like 50 cents or $1. Okay, there we go. Tiny little neodymium magnet. I'll set that over there. And that's all for the camera. Now, for the DVR box. Now, this contains a hard drive to record, which a hard drive on board sort, I think pays something like 45 cents a pound. And if I'm right, it's a 1 terabyte drive. So if you can wipe the drive, you could use it for a computer or something. I have a video up on how to scrap a hard drive. Now, that video wasn't very successful because at that time I really wasn't that good at scrapping stuff like a hard drive. But you should still check it out. There's a whole bunch of these small screws on the back, and then a few more normal size screws. Now I'm assuming in here there's gotta be a power board, which has a transformer, among other things. There's also gonna be probably some other boards on there that are pretty good. Never really done anything like that. This right here, I've done a CD-ROM. I have a video of that on my channel, but I never really finished scrapping that CD-ROM. That should be all the screws that could possibly be holding the cover. This looks pretty promising. So this here, I'm pretty sure it was steel. Where's that magnet? Here it is. Yeah, that's steel. Okay. Oh, it's not a whole lot, but it's something. Now there's a whole lot of wires here, that's for sure. I'm not really sure how the different things for hard drives are. I know it's like SATA and non-SATA. I don't remember how to classify each one. I know Scrap It All has a video on that, so it's on the one that's scrapping a PC. You should check out his channel. Okay, so here's some copper number 2. Now I think I'll have to cut off the ends, but that's still plenty. Some more copper number 2. Okay, more copper number 2. That's pretty good. I said there would be a power board, but now that I look at it, as a 12-volt DC input, so there won't be a power board because of that. So what a power board does, or in other words, a power supply, what it does is change an AC current into DC, and usually regulates the voltage. So a wall outlet has, I'm pretty sure, 120 volts AC. So usually there has to be a power supply in order to change it from AC to DC and get it to the right voltage. I'm trying to get this plastic piece off right here because there's a board connected to it. It's the one that has a small display right there. Okay, there we go. Now I can unscrew this better. Okay, so there's this the display board. So now that says it has lead on it, so you should be careful around the solder. But it also might have gold and other things. So there's the display board. It's not much. All it really is one LED light or two lights. And that's all, but it's still a low grade board. And then there's this plastic. Now there's this. Now it should just come right off. Well, there's this one right here. Oh, there we go. It fell off. Good. Okay, so I'm gonna pop off this heat sink. Why isn't this coming off? It's usually just held on by a piece of like sticky tape or something like that. Okay, there. So it's held on by a little glue. That's some extruded aluminum. And there's a huge flat pack IC. So I would say this needs to be depopulated in order for this to be a high grade. Or not depopulated, cleaned up a little. So these right here, these have copper in them. So the little rubber ones that are black, should have copper in them. I'm gonna go get a hammer. I don't know. So they do have copper in them, but these ones are harder to break than usual. And I don't have my good clippers on me right now, so just save those and break them about in the middle with a pair of good wire cutters. Um, let's see. So this right here, I would say you would want to take off, but this right here has some gold plating on it, or gold pins. I'm not sure about this, and all this you probably should take off. Other than that, that's all you can do, and then it would be upgraded to a medium or high grade board. And then this board right here, I would say low grade.